To the beloveds of YASHAYA the Christ, the true son of AHAYAH. The topic of the word for us today is gospel veil. The veil of the gospel. I'm going to refer us to the 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1 to 6. Let's hear what AHAYAH has to say to his children. Verse 1. Therefore, since we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we do not lose heart, but we have renounced the hidden things of shame, not walking in the craftiness, nor handling the word of AHAYAH deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of AHAYAH. But even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing, whose minds the God of this age has blinded, who do not believe, lest the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of AHAYAH, should shine on them. For we do not preach ourselves, but Christ Yahshael the Lord, and ourselves your bondservants for Yahshaya's sake. For it is the AHAYAH who commanded light to shine out of darkness, who has shown in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of AHAYAH in the face of Yashayah the Christ. Amen. May AHAYAH bless his words. Amen. Paul said, we have this ministry as we have received mercy. We do not lose heart. What is the ministry about? The ministry is about Yahshael the Christ, preaching redemption to all, forgiveness of sins, that all may be saved, salvation. That is the ministry about Yahshael the Christ, what he did for us and what he has done for us, the reason why he did it. For our souls to be saved, that's this ministry. Verse 2 says, but we have renounced the hidden things of shame, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of AHAYAH deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of AHAYAH. I'll read verse 3. But even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing. The question is the gospel of AHAYAH veiled to you? Is it veiled to me? Is it veiled to us? If it is veiled, then it means something is wrong. But for we, I pray it is not veiled to us. I pray we do not perish. You see, with all that is happening in this world that we can all see, even though the means of, I don't want to go straight. There's a word for it, but I don't want to go because it could be picked up in the algorithm in here. The means of us knowing what is happening. They are not giving us the truth. They are hiding the truth. So we wouldn't know, what is happening. During the time of Noah, Noah warned the people about the flood coming. But they saw no rain. Everyone was marrying, giving birth, buying houses, planting. Everything was okay. They saw absolutely nothing. No drop of rain. Nothing happening. So what's this guy doing? Is just building an ark. But that's the way it happens. It's always quietness. Everything is rosy until suddenly then destruction falls. But in the time of the quietness and everything is rosy, that's when the Lord sends his people to warn the people of AHAYAH, to warn his children. The watchmen are active in those times of quietness, those times of when people are prospering, they are active. But where are their ears turned to? Their ears are turned away from the word of AHAYAH, but they are turned into a prosperity, into riches, into things of this world. Like what is happening now. You know, if you don't know, you don't know. If you're listening to, I don't want to go straight to the point. If you listen to what's happening in the normal means of listening to, okay, let me just say in the mainstream medias, if you're listening to them, you would not know that something is happening. But if you get your information from the right sources, people are warning on this platform, on different platforms, as I'm just finding it difficult to name names. I don't want to name names here, but the previous president, the recently previous president, what does he call them? Fake news, you know, and it's true. The fake news broadcasters are not giving us the truth. We are all carried away with what is happening now, you know, and people are perishing. That's one of the reasons why the gospel veil is still on people's eyes, still on their faces. They can't see. And Yahshael said, those whom people cannot come to him unless the Father draws them to him. If you are not counted worthy by the Father, you cannot. Your veil will be on your face. Your eyes will be covered. The gospel won't reach your heart because it has to come from your heart. So that's why Paul said, but even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing. To the people AHAYAH wants that he has destined them to perish. They are sons and daughters of perdition. The gospel is veiled to them. And to also the sons of disobedience, because they refuse to listen. He has warned them, stiff-necked people. AHAYAH said for years, for times and times, he has opened his arms to a stiff-necked and stubborn people whose hearts will not turn, will not change. Verse 4 says, whose minds the God of this age has blinded. Is it not true? They chose to not see. They want to enjoy. They want to have everything to themselves. And they don't mind mocking those that don't have. Because they think they... Let me continue. Who do not believe, lest the light of the gospel of the glory of AHAYAH of Christ, who is the image of AHAYAH, should shine on them. They refused to, but they chose not to believe. Because when they believe, obviously, desire, his light will shine upon them. But they chose not to believe. I pray our gospel veil will be removed, so we can receive that salvation Yahshael has prepared for us. For Paul said, for we do not preach ourselves. Yes, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about YASHAYA the Christ. I'm sure that people that are talking about Yahshael are talking about him, not talking about themselves. I'm open. For we do not preach ourselves, but Christ, Yahshael the Lord, and ourselves, your bond servants for Yahshaya's sake. Yes, we are bond servants for Yahshaya's sake. For he said in verse 6, for it is the AHAYAH who commanded light to shine out of darkness, who has shown in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of AHAYAH in the face of YASHAYA the Christ. Yes. What is Paul saying here? We were all once in darkness, but Yahshael called us out of darkness into his light. We came and we believed. In my previous video, I think, I don't know if it's Unstoppable. You have the spirit of AHAYAH is the witness. And he said AHAYAH gives it to those who obey him. So you cannot receive that spirit of AHAYAH unless you obey AHAYAH. And when you obey AHAYAH, you receive his spirit. And when you receive his spirit, you become a witness of Yahshael, because then you can preach the gospel. That's how you come out of darkness into light. And the light of Yahshael shines on us. We now become to bear the image and the glory of Yahshael everywhere we go. So I pray that the gospel veil is removed from our faces, that will not be like unto those that are perishing. May Yahshael help us in Yahshael's name. Amen.